Good morning. Good morning. I am Sharon Fryman. I started with the Y as an instructor. Pre-COVID seems like a very long time ago. And at that time I was teaching, I was in community outreach and volunteer management at St. Francis Hospital Bartlett. So working with an older group of retirees. Before that, I'd been a 4-year-old preschool teacher for over 20 years. So went from 4-year-olds to 84-year-olds. And then COVID hit and there was no more volunteers or community for a while. So went back to preschoolers, so back to my 4-year-olds, then went into administration, went into admissions and recruiting, community outreach, working with all of that. In that time, the Y was looking for someone to create this program. Research has shown that for people 65 and older, the effects of isolation and loneliness are as dangerous to your health as smoking and obesity. So that is a big deal thing. I'm glad somebody said, wow. So we think, oh, cigarettes are so bad, and we think about weight loss. Think of how much people talk about that. But as people get 65 and older, it's just as bad or worse effect on their health to be at home alone and be disconnected from other people. So as that research came out, the Y said we need to be intentional about creating programming for older adults. So that's when they said we need to start looking for someone. And I'm so glad they found me. And now I'm back sort of with my 84-year-olds, somewhere from 64 to 100 is about where my members are. But I want to back up and tell you a little bit more about the Y. A lot of people think that the Y is gyms. Gym, place to go to the gym, place to swim, and we are so much more than that. So I don't really know what the screen is showing you, but if we can go back to that's my Y, be awesome.
Oops, I'm sorry. There we go.
So we do have, in 2025, we had 12 YMCAs. Now we have 13 YMCAs because Dyersburg opened up. So that's all the way from Oxford to Milan and Trenton, Tennessee, now Dyersburg, Tennessee. Those are our centers. Of course, fitness, childcare offered at all of those centers. So that's what most people know as the face of the Y. But we also have 5 early learning centers. We have 14,000 children in Y care, that's before and after school care in all the public schools in the area. Almost every public school has Y care. So we make it possible for parents to go to work, for grandparents to go to work and have a safe place for their kids before and after school care. Over 3,000 kids learned swimming and water safety, and these safety around water, SAW classes, SAW, safety around water classes, are totally free. And the effects on how much that can protect a kid from drowning is amazing. Amazing. And then, of course, we have lots and lots of people that I meet, and they either tell me, my first job was at the Y, or I learned to swim at the Y, and we are still doing that. We're still doing that. We had 43 summer camp locations this last summer. Summer before that, it was 27. So obviously, we're expanding to how many kids we're serving for summer camp. And this figure is just staggering to me. Get audience involvement. Can you see how many meals we serve weekly? 45,000 meals weekly. And do you know when we started that program? We were not in nutrition services prior to this. Does anybody know what started that? Guess? COVID. Wow. Memphis City, at that time it was Memphis City Schools, said we can't feed the kids. Yeah. And in 2 weeks, the YMCA created our nutrition services department. Right. And so now we're serving meals and snacks to kids all through the week, even during the summer. People can stop by the Y to pick up food. There's backpacks that go home with kids. So, and that nutrition services has spread to Nashville. We work all the way to Nashville and is building now in Little Rock. So it's just amazing. We love our volunteers. We had 367 volunteers given time to kids, to other adults, in our Y care and in preparing a lot of those meals. Volunteers can volunteer at the association. So if you're interested in it, we can help you find a way to serve. So that's my Y. Lots of people have their own Y. But what I get to do at the Y is exclusively concentrate on our members in the 60 plus age range. I was hired to be in charge of active older adults. And on my second day on the job, the lady at our Whitehaven location, she goes, come here. Let me tell you what you did wrong. And I said, Miss Barbara, I've only worked here for 24 hours. And she said, you called us older. We don't like being called older. So in 2 days after that, we rebranded as Active Healthy Adults. So the concentration is not just on getting older, but on getting healthier together. So what do I get to concentrate on? Social programming and educational opportunities. I love being a group fitness instructor. I love it. I teach classes any chance I get. My regular location is the Bartlett Y, if you want to come see me. But I get to sub classes all over. I love group fitness, but that is not what I get paid to do. I just do that volunteer basis. What I get paid to do is keep our members connected through social and educational programming. That connection, that fighting that isolation and loneliness, we do that through bingo and potlucks and lunch and learns and speakers and almost any type of activity that my members suggest, we're going to give it a try. We do have tons of group exercise opportunities, and I stay connected to that, and we have a lot of fun together. So that is terrific. The second bucket, and a lot of you, as I'm listening to what you do, I know a lot of you have many buckets, things that you concentrate on. So one bucket is the actual programming that I get to plan at all 12 of our centers. The other bucket is recruiting new members. And there are thousands of older adults in our county and the surrounding area that do not know that there's a YMCA membership as a part of their Medicare plan. Not every Medicare plan, but many, many Medicare plans have a wellness benefit. And we accept the plans Silver and Fit and Renew Active. So anytime I meet people at expos where I get to spend time with a lot of you lovely people, I meet them and I say, just call the number on the back of your card and ask them, what's my wellness benefit? And if they say Silver and Fit or Renew Active, ask them for that fitness ID code. And that's like your promo code to come into the Y and get a free Y membership. We have so many members that are getting to take advantage of what we offer. It's not only at no cost to them, it's already something they already have. They just have to call up and take advantage of it. So I'd let people know about that all the time. There is a flyer that includes that information. So if there's any extras, feel free to pass that along. I am excited to say that at the time I was hired, we had about 35% activation on that insurance-based membership, and we're over 50% now. So yeah, that's a good move in the needle. So I kind of already told you about this. Why is Active Healthy Adults so important? We're fighting loneliness and isolation. We also want to delay brain decline. We want to slow that down as much as we can. And I want that as well. I want to slow my decline. Well, I want to slow that down. So staying active, getting your heart rate up, challenging your mind through different activities, trying something new, all of that can delay that cognitive decline. And who doesn't love bingo and free stuff? Everybody loves bingo and free stuff. I got to have Active Healthy Adults Appreciation Days at the beginning of this year. So I had brunch with 12 different groups of lovely people and got to ask what they want to do. And it ranged all the way from bingo, lots of requests for bingo, but things like tap dancing. I'd like to try tap dancing. I've never tried tap dancing before. I want to learn a new language. Let's try that. Let's try learning a new craft. I want to learn how to watercolor. And then all the different topics that they want to do. So we have become something we're premiering in 2026 as a new speaker series. So at 9 of our centers, every month they'll have a speaker. I love it that I'm fully booked for February and March, but I have a few openings in April. So if you have a topic that's of interest to people in the 60 plus age range, I want to get you on my schedule. The sponsor for that is the I2 agency for that. Okay, so if I got to talk to you about some health stuff, Sharon sheds light on, this is my monthly newsletter. I get to shed light on some type of topic. But if I was going to send you with just 3 fitness tips to say, kick off 2026, concentrate on 3 things. I would say to move. Motion is lotion. If anybody, I don't remember if I heard anybody that's in healthcare actually in the room. But if you know motion is lotion, that's kind of a catchphrase, but it's true. When you move, fluid is released in your joints that make it easier to move. So when you wake up stiff or you've been sitting for a while and it's hard to get up and those knees are creaking, the more you move, the more you're going to release that fluid and you're going to be able to go. How much should you move? Anybody know what the recommendation is? Like the minimum recommendation for how much you move in a week?
10,000 steps a day.
Steps, you could measure by steps. I was thinking minutes, but good measurement.
30 minutes?
30 minutes
a day?
30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. So if you, that's how it works out. So you can separate that however you want. An hour, 3.5 times. You can do that, or you can do it 10-minute breaks. So some of our seniors say, I can't do an hour class. Walk to the mailbox and back, walk around the block. Just try and think 30 minutes a day. Move. Doesn't have to be climbing mountains. 30 minutes a day, get moving. Flexibility is another thing. Sometimes people think I only need to get 10,000 steps. I really would encourage you to take some time to stretch and to stay flexible. Something that's new research now is just getting that lymphatic system going by just bouncing. So that's part of flexibility. If you can do that for a few minutes as you wake up your system, bouncing is the new thing. So there's so many nutrition guidelines. They've flipped the whole my plate and the food pyramid to concentrate on protein now. But so something that I really, really talk to my older members about is getting enough water. Lots of people love to drink coffee. They love to drink tea. They love to drink Coke or Diet Coke or whatever, but water is really what we need. Anybody know what the guideline is? It's big.
32 ounces.
And then 8 cups a day?
So
it's 8 ounces for, it's half your body.
It's half your body weight. So because there are so many ways to think about it. So if you weigh 120 pounds, 60 ounces of water a day is how much it is. That's a lot of water. It's a lot of water. So even if you can't get that, sipping water throughout the day is what's going to be easiest on your system. Not taking a whole bunch of water all at once, 60 guzzling, sipping water throughout the day. My strategy is that I have a cup that I keep in my car and I refill it. So I just keep refilling throughout the day, and just having it on hand is my thing. So I just have some fun pictures to show of different activities that we do. We've had AHA Olympics at a lot of our gatherings with competitions like cup stacking or Nerf gun wars. We tried flamingo dancing at Millington. We've had, you could just keep flipping through them. We've had field trips to the zoo, field trips to Theater Memphis to see those wonderful creative aging shows. We had a day trip to Little Rock to the Clinton Presidential Library. Some pictures of our people exercising. We do work with creative aging to bring live music to almost all of our locations. That's been a very, very, very popular thing. We call it Music and Munchies. So I'll cover the music. If you want to sponsor the Munchies, I can get you on the calendar for that. And of course, you get to talk up your business too. We do play a lot of bingo. It's a good time to talk and socialize. I challenge them by having to make different designs and stuff, and they get kind of mad at me doing that. So I don't know if we're on the Christmas one. Good. So the step-by-step painting has been really, really fun. I've enjoyed learning how to do that and get to lead that a lot. Also need sponsors for that. We had a huge Christmas party at our Johnson YMCA, which is in Whitehaven, Jingle and Mingle, and we had over 100 seniors gather for that. It was a terrific time. Okay, so these ladies that are up here, their son sponsors our Millington YMCA activities. So he lives in California, but he is generous with his sponsorship. So we get to do all sorts of fun stuff in Millington. And every time we do something with Soon, she says, that's my first time. That's my first time. That's my first time. So I love introducing new things to them. The other picture is a big group that meets in Trenton. They have a really large group in Trenton, Tennessee that meet 3 times a week to exercise. So that's what I get to do. I get to have fun and learn with older adults and hopefully help to bring more life into the years, not just adding years to the life. If anybody has any questions.
Yeah, Sharon. You talk about 3 things. And I've got a lot of gumballs in my backyard. And you know how important it is for deep meat bands. You can go up there free of charge and just work my entire backyard, pick up all that gumballs, and I'm not gonna charge you a single penny.
Sounds like a win-win.
That is right.
Definitely.
You practice with the number.
That's right.
So I know, you said it's focused on active adults. However, the programs you have for children seem very comprehensive, like daycare or aftercare. We have such a shortage of daycare for older adults that aren't 100% active or maybe have some cognitive issues. Has there been any discussion about the why maybe, because you, sounds like you do such a great job in running programs. A lot of the daycares have, after COVID, really didn't open back up. And so if you have somebody who can't be left alone, you basically have to, you know, stop working to be with them. Has there been any?
I can say, as far as YUSA, there are centers across the United States that do provide those services. We haven't currently had. Lack of space would be the number one. The centers are just filled with space for fitness classes or for our Y play. But in YUSA, it's amazing what the Y is doing across the United States. So I'm challenged to keep adding more services. I mean, we have huge emphasis on chronic disease management in other places in the United States, and there's grants available to do that. So I'm really wanting to create the time to make that happen. I haven't heard of anyone locally wanting to offer that, but I so get the need. I understand the need for that. I got to lead a class at the Alzheimer's Day services yesterday, and that is just an hour of pure joy. It is just wonderful, but that they are full all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Awesome.
Do any of your facilities provide transportation to get people to and from? As Mary Lou was addressing, some people are a little isolated. They need transportation. What's your comment on that?
It's a challenge. It is a challenge. So that's one of the things when I first was recruited, that's one of the first things that came up, especially near Church Health YMCA, our Whitehaven location, to how do we get to the Y? And it's not an easy thing. So I have tried for a couple of grants to make that happen, and so far still working on it, because from what I understand, the Memphis services are very hit or miss. Like you can put on to get a wheelchair accessible ride to the Y, but you have to request it like hours ahead of time, and you could be there for a very long time. So I'm looking for solutions. I don't have a solution yet. If anybody has a way for me to do it, I'm willing to do the work to make it happen. But we're having a big challenge.
So they all got me on the Blue Care Blue Cross, and I signed up through Silver Sneakers, and I changed to the Y. I got a whole lot of trouble.
So there's so many pieces to that question. I thought most Blue Care has silver and fit, not silver sneakers. So if it's silver and fit and you are already a member of another gym, you do have to cancel that gym membership and then come to bring your silver and fit code to us. I'm happy to help you do that. I'm happy to help you do that. But correct, you can't use silver and fit at two facilities at the same time, but it is not that hard to transfer. So another part of that, say someone does have silver sneakers, we are not in partnership with Silver Sneakers, but we want to make it possible for them to come. We'll waive the joining fee, and we're going to find a price point that makes it possible for someone to come.
Sharon, I was gonna check, how's YMCA with their funding? You get more funding.
But, well, we're a total nonprofit, so we rely on donors, but we also do get lots of grants, and we're very, very smart with that money. So for instance, we have a workforce development grant through the University of Memphis and I believe Shelby County government, and I could be mistaken about that. I know the University of Memphis part. And so we've created a whole new department to serve people graduating high school, young college graduates, but people my age that are re-entering the workforce or need another certification or something. And so that whole workforce development thing is funded through grants. So combination of grants, combination of government funding, because we do qualify for food subsidies, things like that, and donors, just donors from one person to families to foundations.
The church that, not our church, but we're affiliated in a way, the YMCA approached them. They had classrooms. They said, we would like to bring Y classes to your church. And the church has to do nothing other than provide the space. Do you see that coming for seniors? Maybe like the daycare, if you don't take care, the church approaches you and say, we have a facility. Would Y like to take over that program?
Well, so I wrote a grant for something I thought was going to be so fabulous. I was calling it F-Free, Free Food and Fitness. And it was going to be a mobile van, because we've got a program called Y on the Fly that brings programming for kids, just shows up at an apartment complex, shows up at a community center, and they just unpack the van, and they've got books to give away and do fun things. So I'm like, oh, Y on the Fly is for kids. Let's have something for adults. And I wanted to call it F3, Free Food and Fitness. And we show up, teach a class with chairs and a boombox. Boombox, you can show how old I am. Speaker, and give away produce. And we did not win that grant. But yes, so there is a vision. There is a vision for that. And we do have, we do classes at Methodist Hospital just for their employees. And so it's a little Y classes within there. So it is possible. Yes, I can put things together to make that happen. I did a pilot at Hearthside Senior Living. Donna, if you're still on, I love you so much. At Story Point and Hearthside, I'm trying to make it a pilot program that residents there could use their Medicare program to go to the Y within their facility. Do you know what I mean? Like, so say my mama lives at Hearthside, yay. She lives at Hearthside. She's got a free Silver and Fit membership. And instead of coming to the Y, all she has to do is go to her parlor room to have a class. And she just scans in right there. Legally, we could not make that happen, but I have a vision that it could. Well, so if I had a couple minutes to brag about a few things, we've started some new classes starting in January all over the area. Aqua Pilates is a new one. Is water classes are so good for anybody, but especially for older adults where they need help with mobility, because you're lighter in the water and it's not as hard on your joints. So we've got water aerobics already. We've got deep water, shallow water. We have a class called Aqua 40 that you get a full workout in just 40 minutes. But piloting this Aqua Pilates, it's been full all the time. This is another thing that's amazing to me. We have a teacher at our Olive Branch location that's celebrating her 90th birthday this week. Yay, June. She teaches 7 classes a week.
Wow.
Water arthritis classes. She teaches 7 classes a week, and they're all full. Because the pool only has a maximum, so much of a capacity for people. So that's amazing. So Aqua Pilates is something new. Tai Chi has been at our Whitehaven Y for a long time, but we opened up another Tai Chi class at our Church Health Y, which is within Crosstown Concourse, and that's been full all the time. So those are 2 new things that we're profiling. And then if I had to highlight another class, it's our Chair 1 fitness class at our Johnson Y location, which is in Whitehaven on Elvis Presley Boulevard. Ainsworth Robinson teaches that class. He's amazing, but it's fully chair-based. So we have people in wheelchairs that come, people that come in their walkers and sit in a chair. And there's about 90 to 100 people that come every Tuesday and Thursday, and they have so much fun. Oh, they have so much fun, and they sing along with the things, and it's a workout, because you're the more you move your arms, move more your feet, more you're going to get your heart rate going, release all that good fluid that I was talking about, and all those beta endorphins, those good hormones that get you going. So we have a great time. And of course, then after, you can stay for bingo with me. Good combination. So obviously, hopefully you can tell that I love what I do. I tell people all the time I have the best job at the Y because I'm surrounded by good people. I think what we do is making a difference. It's making a positive impact. And we can continue to grow and grow as we have more support from the community. I don't know if I'm too short on time. You're done. I think you're good.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.